nervous man in a $4 room was one of the rarest gems I've found on this marathon because it might be the champion of bottle episodes. I've gone over numerous titles from this saga, but much like Judgment Night and A Stop at Willoughby, this one deserves a lot more respect because it belongs right next to the big boys. In this tale, we follow Jackie Rhodes, a pathetic, insecure loser living in a cheap $4 motel room on the wrong side of the track, where his life is about to be forever changed. Jackie kisses up to an idiot bully gangster who pays him to be his professional cuck. However, he soon receives orders to pull a big job. An old bartender stood up to the idiot bully's gang, so the hoodlums need to teach him a lesson. They order Jackie Rhodes to kill the old barkeep in order to make their gang seem in control, and only he can do it because he's such a sniveling little wussy boy that nobody would ever suspect him. Jackie naturally has some qualms about capping a guy he doesn't know, but the gang threatens to whack him if he doesn't whack the barkeep, so he's forced into a moral dilemma for the rest of the episode. Mr. Rhodes must make a serious life choice that'll take him in multiple directions. Just when he thinks he's hit rock bottom, Jackie soon comes face to face with his most formidable foe, rocking his life's worldview.
Hello, Jackie.
Jackie meets his reflection, John Rhodes, who warns the loser not to go through with this crime because he'll throw his life away over a stupid choice, and his reflection can no longer stand by after so many screw-ups pile on. And no Kitten, the entirety of this episode is both Jackie and John Rhodes debating amongst each other over how their life went to crap. If this song sounds quite familiar, this was the episode which inspired the 80s reboot Saturday, the Bruce Willis misadventure. I'm probably going to piss off lots of fanboys, but I sincerely believe this episode is the better version of Saturday.
You bastard!
While Bruce Willis has a unique character study where he and a clone of himself argue who made the better life decisions and build up to the duo meeting each other in the finale, Nervous Man does a vastly superior job over it, as we also get a deep character study between the Rhodes twins and have a more emotionally driven tale of a man realizing how his life went wrong, with interaction between the clone characters all throughout. Joe Mantell also does a much better acting job than Willis did, since he truly feels like two different guys. He plays Mr. Rhodes as both the neurotic loser weirdo and as this confident smart-mouth doer, showing a wide range of emotions, whereas with Bruce Willis you really can't tell the difference between his two personas at all. Admittedly, Mantell can also get pretty cartoony at times, but I didn't mind, since it helps flesh out the character, and most importantly, shows us how different his two personas are.
Now me and the mirror, we're having a talk. I've had it, huh? All my marbles are gone. This is how it happens. Yeah, this is how it happens. But you ain't lost your marbles yet, and I mean to see that you keep them.
This episode is also one of the many bottle episodes of the Twilight Zone, taking place entirely in this cheap hotel room, and I must say, for an episode that tries to be more tame, there's some spectacular imagery and effects in this. Rod Serling and director Douglas Hayes try to make this enclosed space appear as visually unnerving as possible, resulting in some cool shots of the room and stunning scenes of Rhodes talking to his good persona through the mirrors. It's so radical. According to a behind-the-scenes novel, the network was ordering Rod Serling to make budget restraints by using less actors and smaller-scale settings. And amazingly, the main man himself pulled off an epic tale even with a smaller budget, because he managed to tell a grand story in spite of executive meddling. This is allegedly the first Twilight Zone tale made $5,000 under budget, and it was still a smash hit.
I am a man!
But enough of the boring business deets. Is this episode even that great? Honestly, yes. The episode informs us so much about Rhodes' background, and you start to relate with him more and more when, as the split persona gets down to it, he was just a guy who made too many mistakes, which badly affected his life. Jackie wasn't always this scuzzy loser. He was a fool who refused to make good choices because he was afraid. John is clearly the good angel Jackie hid, clawing his way back out. The Mirror Rhodes claims to be the personification of all of Jackie's good and noble traits. John has all the confidence, the wisdom, the motivation, and most vital, the spine. He's the good him, the real him, the person they've always wanted to be. John pleads with Jackie to grant him full control of their life because he wants to pull them out of this abyss. He knows that if they keep sucking up to these idiot thugs and take a life, then it'll cost them theirs, and he's stepping in to save them both before it's too late. The split persona proves his case by pointing out how the cowardly wuss Jackie failed all his life and threw away perfect opportunities at happiness. He's sucked up to bad troublemakers all his life, landing him in crap. Been sent to juvie, sent to prison, lost his one shot at the girl of his dreams, accomplished nothing, and worst of all, he doesn't even have any friends. The reflection claims that he can turn all that around, get a job, make an honest buck, get a real life, which Jackie ponders about, yet remains reluctant to try.
I want to live with all the guts and goodness you left behind. I want to live the dreams you dreamed and never had the guts to live. Big fat chance. I'm me and you're you. You go out that door, you're finished. We're both finished. That's the door to nowhere. You got nothing. You got nothing but pain inside. Let me take over, Jackie. This is your last chance.
I enjoy the banter in this episode since it feels heavy and genuinely makes you care about the character, since his morality debate chips away at his core for both personas. The imagery also complements this aspect, since we get a man truly looking at himself in the mirror and doesn't know how to process what he sees. Eventually, human Jackie rages against the reflection, but ultimately caves in, where we get to our twist ending. Rhodes never kills the old man as ordered, where idiot bully confronts him over failing him, only to see that the badass good guy John Rhodes took the helm. He soon beats the crap out of the idiot bully and sends him running, letting him know that he quits thug life and won't be taking any BS anymore. We get a surprise happy twist ending, where the good guy wins a flawless victory. He speaks with the old cowardly Jackie one last time about what's next, where John comfortably informs him that now they live. Now they turn over a new leaf and actually make something of themselves, closing out on John ditching his old dump to begin anew.
Now we go look for a job. Now maybe we get married. Now maybe we stop biting our nails.
Well, look who finally showed up. A man.
This episode is awesome. Nervous Man in a $4 Room is a great motivational tale, inspiring us to gain a self-sense of accomplishment, to make ourselves proud, to not be so scared of taking a gamble on you. All of it told wonderfully through a cautionary tale of self-reflection. I grant this episode a gold skull and a perfect score. This is the superior version of Shatterday and a dazzling Twilight Zone classic. Deep storytelling, trippy visuals, great acting, noise effects, and an awe-inspiring lesson in self-esteem. This tale is a great epic, giving you a new, unique perspective.